Hello everyone, this is just a quick video about how to attract inverts to your garden. It doesn't matter what size garden you've got. If you've just got a balcony, you can still attract insects. You can buy mature plants, but to make it cheaper, you can just sow your own seeds. These packets I bought, they were only like 10 and 20 pence each from Wilko's at the end of the gardening season last autumn. A lot of them are actually labelled perfect for pollinators, such as your bees and hoverflies in Thompson & Morgan and the Johnson's range. They have the little symbol there. My little boy's been helping me, but he's retired to his frog tent. It is a hot day. He's actually planted the vegetables, so he's done chilies and pumpkins, strawberries, melons. We've got other stuff, but we've run out of compost for now. But we've planted Cleome, again perfect for pollinators, and Budbeckia. We've done some Nicotiana. So, I mean, I already have a lot of plants that attract insects anyway, because you'll find that if you attract one kind of insect, you might attract other types of wildlife, such as birds and that. Aphids love the rose bushes, which attracts the ladybirds. A lot of pollinators like an open cup flower that they can easily enter into, and bright colours such as this poached egg plant. That's like a ground cover one. Bright yellow seems a fond favourite. But you might also want to attract other things. So I even have little patches of nettles, which certain butterflies will lay their eggs on. I've not had any laid on the nettles up to now, and I don't want a huge patch, so it probably would be better in a pot, really. Another favourite with the pollinators is they love lavender, but they also love just as much the bottlebrush plant. I've got a red and a yellow one over there. It literally looks like a bottle brush on the end, bright red on this one. As well, you're best to provide places that they can hibernate or hide, such as solitary bumblebees love the brick wall that is round the pond. There's this stuff like cocoa fibre, just broken up hanging basket things, little piles of rotting wood for your beetles. There'll be lacewings in there. Your ladybirds should hide in there, but they tend to come in my house, I think. As well, a water feature of some kind. You don't need a great big pond like this. You could just have like one of those little wooden barrel things, or a bucket, an old sink or whatever. You'll find that it will attract wildlife quickly. I've still no frogs in my pond. I don't think it'll be long though before they arrive. They'll be like water boatmans. I've even had dragonflies come. I found a dragonfly nymphon, that's yellow flag iris. I've got big koi in there, so they do eat things like bloodworm and things in the pond. Of course, there's always a lot of midges, but that brings the bats as well, so you know, it's all good. It's good to have shady areas of your garden, and things like slugs and snails, which will attract the frogs and things if you've got a water feature somewhere as well. Even good old wildflowers and weeds will attract pollinators, such as the dandelion. Now, I actively encourage dandelions because the iguana eats the leaves too. You just wash them, and they'll eat the flowers as well. I don't use weed killer, and with the pests and things like that, I don't try and get rid of them. Apart from lily beetles, I think I've just spied one over there. Oh, there's loads on it. I've actually included these in the invert hunt. See them all red? Now the larvae of these are disgusting. They actually cover themselves in their own poop. So those, I actively pick them off and squash them, because they don't seem to have any other predators. So it's the insects that have predators, or they're beneficial to you, such as lacewings and ladybirds and things. Right, so that's them squashed. Some people might say, oh, you can't love bugs if you can do that, but this species is a classic example of a foreign species that has been brought in on plants. It wasn't originally from Britain, so they don't have any natural predators here, and they cause a devastating effect on plants. I do love my gardening as well, but I'm afraid that's the only way to save your plants, really. I mean, these aren't too bad. They only eat these ornamental plants. There are insects that are brought in that are devastating trees, bringing diseases and things. So there's a stricter biocontrol these days. They monitor everything that's brought in. So, and in any case, if you had nits, would you not get rid of them? I would. A plant that attracts butterflies really well is buddleia. I've not got one to show you because I kept using it for the death's head hawk moths to lay their eggs on, so I kept snapping bits off. It will regrow, but it is called the butterfly bush. You can get them in various shades of purple, pink and white. Don't forget, you can use vertical space by planting climbers. If you've just got a wall, put a trellis up or whatever. If you grow fruit, it will attract wasps. Don't forget, they're not all bad. It's only the female wasps that sting. But if you do get wasps and you don't want them around, you can get humane wasp traps. The reason I say humane is that they don't harm anything else. You know, if you put some kind of powder down or anything like that, you may harm other wanted inverts. So these wasp traps, you just put a bit of beer in or whatever, and they go in through the bottom and they can't find the way out. This needs a bit of a clean, actually. They've normally got a wire around so you can hang it up. Don't forget about your nighttime species as well, moths and things, because they will in turn attract other things to the garden, so they are beneficial. So they need places to hide during the day, a bit of shelter. I know this all looks a mess at the minute, but that's what wildlife likes. They like to feel secure and places to hide, and there are a lot of things that will spring up, so it'll start looking really nice soon. A lot of people nowadays are flagging over and concreting the gardens because they either need parking space or they've not got time to maintain a garden. And I understand all that, but I'd just ask everybody to just plant 1 or 2 pots, or have 1 or 2 climbing plants climbing up a wall, on a trellis or over a fence or whatever, because it provides a corridor of plants and vegetation for the insects to travel through, rather than a great big swathe of concrete where there's nothing. It doesn't encourage them to use it at all. You know, so we've just got 1 or 2 things. They can stop and have a rest on your plants and then travel to the next garden and the next. So it just helps them. Like I said, you don't need a big garden. I know a lot of people haven't got any space, they might not even have a balcony, but you could make a window box or something like that. It would still be beneficial. And you could even plant something that you yourself could eat, like herbs and things. So that's it basically. Just choose your plants that attract insects, provide some shelter for them, particularly for the winter months and for moths in the daytime. Water would be an added feature and would attract different inverts. You could even make your own bug hotel with the children, get the children involved. It's basically just a framework with bits of broken stones, canes, pine cones, things like that. Some people use pallets and fill the gaps in the pallets with things. Or you could just pile a lot of logs, or like I have here an old dead tree fern which I managed to kill, and I was gutted about because they're very expensive, these, when you buy them. But the old fronds, because it's all gone dry and that, you can see in there, there's wood lice in there. Some of them pull out quite easily, such as that. So there's lots of cavities where bugs can hide. I think I've actually managed to kill a second one, but time will tell. I hope not. I hope the other one's still alive. Or even just ivy growing up a post or a fence or whatever. It provides a lot of shelter. So it's really quite easy to attract wildlife. And it's something for you to enjoy as well. It's been shown that gardening and having somewhere to relax as well for yourself is good for mental health and things, if you're stressed with your job or anything like that. I know I'm going off topic, but so it's good for you and the bugs. Anyway, I hope I've encouraged some of you to plant something or more if you've already got plants, or even buy or make a bug hotel or just things like that. You don't have to become a full-blown gardener, although you never know, you might come to enjoy it. I'm a little obsessed with plants. I just love the colours that you can fill your world instead of drab grey concrete. The insects, of course, are a plus to me because I love inverts. And who knows, you might get really enthusiastic about it and become a beekeeper, get a hive. So thanks for watching anyway. I hope you've enjoyed it.